Hey guys, and welcome to the 6 week challenge. So, I'm just going to go through your manual with you, everything you need to know, and hopefully answer some questions that might pop up for you. But of course, if any questions pop up that haven't answered, just shoot me an email or a message and I'll go through it for you. Okay, so our 6 week challenge, we're doing 6 steps in 6 weeks. So, what that means is we're going to assess ourselves based on 6 steps that will hopefully give us optimal health and fitness. And it should be some stuff that you can implement for your life, not just for 6 weeks. Okay, so step 1 and 2 is food and drink, arguably the most important and probably just life, like, eating and drinking, it's such a social thing, but it can also be the one thing that really gets us undone. Okay, so we want to have fruit and or veg at every meal. The only two fruit and veg to avoid having every meal would be bananas and potatoes. We also want to have protein and fat with every meal. Protein and fat can be combined, like, meat has fat content, but if you're having protein sources like tofu or I'm trying to think of something really lean, then you might add some fat like some chia seeds, some avocados, nuts, anything to just bulk it out a bit. We need carbs, fats, and protein at each meal. So what we're doing is steering away from traditional breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks, because that can peak your blood sugar levels up and down, your energy levels up and down. And 2 snack meals generally can be really high in carbs and not really give you much nutrition at all. And if you're snacking on pieces of fruit and things like that, that's great, but it probably won't sustain you enough mentally and physically until your next meal. And that's when your body can do things like start to burn muscle instead of fat, and you can just start to feel really tired, you can't concentrate, you get a bit of lethargic feeling. So we want to maintain our energy levels throughout the day. That's why we want to have 5 to 6 similar portion size meals, getting carbs, protein, and fat at every meal. So the other key to our food is to have no more than 4 junk meals per week, which might sound like a lot, but this includes snacking. So you wouldn't just be able to pick up a piece of bread and eat it, or have half a block of chocolate because you're having it outside of a meal. So any junk, no more than 4 bits of junk per week. So anything processed, high carbohydrates. If this is your second or third challenge, you're really wanting to get strict, I definitely would include bananas and potatoes as being one of your junk meals too. Okay, so here it then talks about what your quantities and what your body needs per day. So an average adult, and you'll see it almost doubles itself because it's different for male, female, as well as your energy levels throughout the day. So if you're you sit at a desk all day, you don't really do much, then you're probably on the lower end of the quantities that you need for your nutrients. To give you an idea of portion sizes, so if you were aiming for 60 grams of protein a day, you would be looking at 10 to 15 grams of protein per meal, which would be 100 grams of chicken. 100 grams of chicken is about a palm size portion, or a palm size bit of steak, 1 tin of tuna. It's pretty much 100 grams of a protein source generally gets you about 10 grams of protein. Carbohydrates, the grams I wouldn't worry too much about, because if you're having your fruit and or veg at every meal, you're going to be getting enough carbohydrates, as well as increasing to your high energy carbohydrates after a workout. And we are aiming to work out every day on this challenge, so you will be having your high energy carbohydrates every day, which is your things like oats, bananas, potato, quinoa, all your grains, breads, and we're really trying to stick away from processed high energy carbohydrates like, cakes, kind of junky bread, like, your white bread that's in a packet, as opposed to bakery bread. like pizza bases, muffins, biscuits. That's what we really want to be steering away from. And fats, making sure we have healthy fats in each meal. That is a lot easier to get your healthy fats in. And you might just want to have fish oil tablets or something if you think, oh, I haven't really had that much fat content today, just to make sure your brain and your organs are nice and protected and energized. So that's our food portion. And when you go down into this section, you'll see there's a table of what low energy carbohydrates, protein, and essential fatty acids look like, just a base table, and then your high energy carbohydrates. So as well as our four junk meals per week, if you want to drink alcohol, you want to limit your alcohol intake to 2 or less drinks per week. If you have over 2 drinks in the week, that does count as 2 of your junk meals. One reason is because of the dense calorie content in the alcohol, and the second reason is because of the systems that your body has to do to break that alcohol down. The best results you get will be if you don't drink. Obviously, social events, you can have 2 drinks, or you might say, well, I'm just going to use 2 of my junk meals. What then usually happens though is you end up using 2 of your junk meals with your drinking. Then you might get home and have a junk meal, and the next day you might feel like you need a junk meal as well. So already in day and a half, you've had 4 of your junk meals for the week, which is fine. If you're going to be perfect for the rest of the week, go for it. But if you really want those results, just be mindful of alcohol. So our second step is our liquids. So we really want to have a good intake of water. So we want to be having at least 2 liters of water a day. If we're getting into the warmer weather or higher levels of activity, we obviously want to increase that intake as well. A really good routine to get into is to have a glass of water with each meal, and that will up your water content to, there's 1.5 liters just with your meals. We want to, as I said, have no more than 2 alcoholic drinks per week. If we do, that counts as 2 junk meals. No more than 1 cup of coffee per day. 2 instant coffees equal 1 coffee though, and you can't roll these things over. So you can't have no coffees one day and then 2 coffees the next. What this is for is because we want to make sure that our body is functioning at an optimal level without needing external sources to pep us up and give us energy. You might not want to implement this if you have so many other changes happening and coffee might be the only thing that's going to get you through the day. That's fine. Just maybe work towards it in the future. Or you might just think, I don't care how much coffee I have. I don't care about listening to being tired. I just want to push through and I need coffee to push through. That's fine. Look, it might not have too much effect on your weight loss or weight gain if that's what you're after, but it just might have an effect on your body and the way it functions naturally. And we really just want to gauge into our body. How are we feeling? What do we need to do? Are we eating enough to keep ourselves energized, or are we relying on coffee for that energy? So that's steps 1 and 2 is food and drink. Step 3 and 4 is our movement. We want to move our body for at least 30 minutes a day. So your perfect week would look like 2 weight sessions a week. So 2 to 3 weight sessions, 2 to 3 intense cardio sessions like boot camp, and 1 to 2 steady state sessions. So walking, yoga, hiking, anything steady state that's not so much up and down, because that's your fat burning zone. So we want to be moving every day. We really don't want to be walking 5 days a week and then training intensely 2 days a week. We really want to stick it to about 5 to 6 intense days, 1 to 2 steady state days. Or you can tack on some steady state on the end of some intense work as well to get some extra fat burning in. That would be perfect. So step 4 of our movement is breathing and stretching. So we just want to get in tune with our body and making sure that when we're feeling stressed or feel like we need a bit of me time, just do some breathing patterns and some stretching. So there's a couple examples here with what a morning routine would look like. This is more of an energizing sequence. So the breathing sequence is a mindfulness waltz. You breathe in for 3 counts, hold for 3 counts, and then breathe out for 3 counts. You can do this in bed, you can do this as you're getting ready, you can do this when you're sitting at your desk and you feel like you just need a time out. So we breathe in, 2, 3, and hold, 2, 3, breathe out, 2, 3, and you repeat. It's a really good sequence to do any time of day. With our stretching, there's some examples of your stretching. You might want to give them a go. You can also YouTube some video examples of that. I won't do the video now with you. We can go through that if you want in person before a boot camp or something. So it's just some nice gentle stretching to go through. And then if you wanted to do stretching at night, or you wanted more of a relaxation stretch more than an invigorating stretch, then these are some good breathing tools and stretches to try. So your relaxation breath is a in for, what is it again? Sorry, excuse me. It is in for 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. So we breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. And that's quite a calm and relaxing breath. Sends me to sleep most of the time if I do it in bed. And there's also some nice calming stretches you could do before bed or at night time, when you're watching TV, anytime you want really. So the rule of this stretching is we just want to aim to do a stretching and a breathing sequence once a day. Obviously we're going to be breathing the whole day, but just doing a sequence that we purposely breathe in a way that invigorates us or calms us, or we might want to do both, morning and night, whatever works for you. So that's step 3 and 4. And our last 2 steps, which are pretty much the most important, because although they're not your food, your moving, it's the preparation and reflecting on those things. So step 5 and 6 is preparation and reflecting. So preparation can be preparing for your meals, so writing down what meals you want to have for the week or even just for the next day. And then you might want to prepare anything you need for those meals. So you might say, I'm going to have a salad. So you might chop up some things for a salad, bring a tin of tuna, cook up some chicken so you can put that all together the next day. Might be boiling some eggs, it might be chucking a stir fry together, it might just be literally putting things down on paper so that you grab them for work, or when you're feeling hungry at home you think, oh yeah, that's what I'd planned to eat. We want to purposely eat mindfully, eat to nourish our bodies, not just we're eating whatever we're reaching for. We want to be prepared. So if you're prepared, you're going to succeed. We also want to prepare ourselves for some little goals. So if you have some things on at work, some important things, you might want to prepare yourself for reaching a workout goal. You might want to say, okay, I'm going to squat 5 more kilos. I'm going to do 2 extra reps. I'm going to really push for those last 5 seconds where sometimes I stop. Prepare yourself, write them down, write all of these little goals down, all of your little meal preps, your exercise preps, your personal life preps, work life preps. What do you want to achieve for the week? It might just be that you want to aim to go to bed half an hour earlier. You might want to aim to get up for workouts that you wouldn't usually do on days that you don't usually work out, to hit those workouts every day. Could be anything. It could be about completing a project at work. It could be about some housework that you want to get done. It could be anything. So when we prepare those little things, it makes our next step a lot more meaningful, which is our reflections. We want to look back on our week. We want to look back on our day and see just how much we've achieved. Writing things down, you think, oh my gosh, I got so much done. I did so many good things, that the small negatives that might happen can pale in comparison when you reflect on all the good things. And then it also sets our tone for our next week of preparation, when we think, oh my gosh, that was one thing that made me feel awesome. I'm going to prepare to do more of the same the next week. In our reflections and preparation, we also want to be taking a photo of ourselves from front, back and side each week. This isn't for me, this is for you. Feel free to share it with me if you want. This is so each week we can see our progress, and then at week 1 and 6 we can reflect on our whole journey. So it's really important to take those pictures. So at the end of your manual, you'll now see your assessment sheet. So each week, just do a double-sided print of the last 2 pages, so pages 11 and 12. Just set the print to those 2 pages and print double-sided, and you're just going to carry that one piece of paper around with you, or you might want to save over it yourself or do your own assessment sheet. I'm not too fast, whatever really works for you, but it probably is easier to just print this off and work through it as you go. So what you need to do each day is write down your meal times and what they are. Write down how much coffee you had, how much alcohol you had, whether you completed your stretching and breathing routine, and what your exercise type and at what time it was. So this assessment sheet is really important. Then on the last page, which will be the back of that sheet, there's just some room to expand on your meals, your exercise, your accomplishments, and then your reflections. So that's your 6-week manual. You'll also notice you've got your recipe books, which are yay, so exciting. I hope that you like the recipes that are in there. You'll notice they are super, super, super simple recipes. They're like 10-minute prep times, a lot of them. Some are like 3-minute prep times. It's just to show that healthy eating is so easy and it's affordable, and it's just with normal ingredients that you'll have. What I do encourage you to do is you might want to share some recipes each week that you might be trying. The more recipes, the better. And then what's good about the Facebook groups is that you've got the ability to search. So you might just want to do a search function for recipes in like 6 months' time, and you'll have a log of all these recipes that people have shared. So I really encourage you to share your recipes. Take a picture of what you're eating. If it's enjoyable, go, hey, I just made this. This is what it is. So share it in the groups. We can all see what yummy things you are eating. You might want to get inventive, or you might just want to share a picture of one of the recipes that you've tried and enjoyed. And you'll also notice you've got a home workout book. So the home workout book, I have kept that pretty simple so it's printer friendly. I haven't included a lot of pictures apart from your stretching, because what I'll be doing is emailing you the actual workout videos. So by emailing you the videos, they'll be accessible to you on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone. So wherever you want to do the workout, it's there with you, and you might just want to print off one of the sheets and you'll be able to print that then in like black and white and not be using too much ink, as opposed to me including lots of pictures in those things. So your home workouts are there because generally most of you are coming 4 times a week. Some of you are coming once a week, twice a week. Some of you are coming 6 times a week. It's just to give you some tools that on those days when you're not working out here and you're not doing boot camp, you've got some workouts up your sleeves that you can turn to. You might want to do it in summer. You might just want to have these workouts on hand at any time. So they're just there for you to try, see how you go. It's a really good chance to get a good cardio workout in. You might not feel like going for a walk. It might be pouring with rain. They're just really good home workouts to do. So that is it, guys. That is our 6-week challenge information. So I really hope you enjoy it. I personally am so excited to do this challenge. I need it. I'm really looking forward to what we can achieve together. So make sure you do those assessment sheets. Make sure you get them to me each week, because I won't really be able to keep tabs on how you're going and be able to help you if you're not checking in with me to see how you're going. So print them off each week. Get them to me the first time you see me, email them to me, shoot them through on Facebook Messenger, however you want to get them to me, just to make sure that we can keep in touch on how you're going. So that is it, guys. Any questions, shoot them through. But I'm guessing a lot of your questions will be answered as well when we go through our first assessment together. So when you bring in that assessment sheet, you might say, hey, what do you think about this meal, that meal, this portion size, and we can go through it then. But otherwise, just flick me through any messages, any questions. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy, and I'm really looking forward to it, and thanks again.